r/AskReddit. What are some red flags of a bad friendship? Being dismissive of all your interests and achievements. Meanwhile, everything they do, no matter how mundane, is amazing. When they only ask you for things but never offer anything in return. They're just using you. When you never hear from them unless they need something. Every time you're finished hanging out you feel worse than you did before, that's a sign of a bad friend. When one person is always right and one person is always wrong. Walking on eggshells. Constantly worrying if what you say is going to make them mad. When they can lean on you whenever they need you but you can't lean on them. Continually feeling like you want to say something but should hold your tongue. Flaking on engagements with you, and only talking about themselves without asking about how you are doing. When you call them out on bad behavior they act like the victim. Major red flag this one is. When they don't listen to what you have to say. When you text them they don't respond, but when you hang out they're always on their phone. When they only talk about themselves and don't ask or take any interest in anything about you. Always saying they'll pay you back and never do. They act just fine whenever they invite you over, and then as soon as someone else comes into the picture, their whole attitude changes. They begin treating you with disrespect, just to try and act cool in front of their new friend. Edit, Jesus, I was not expecting this to blow up the way that it did. Y'all got some crap butt friends. When they embarrass you in front of your other friends and don't apologize later. When they're not there when you need them. When they've always got to one-up someone. You had a bad day? Theirs was worse. Your commute was crappy? Theirs was worse. You got a promotion at work? Well, something even better happened to them at their job that day. And on and on. All your interactions with them are on their terms, not on yours. Obviously, everyone's different, and so you'll always have to make some kinds of compromises when you do something with another person, whether that's picking things to do that neither of you love but both of you enjoy, or picking things that one person loves one day and the other the next. But if you find that you're constantly having to put some part of your personality or interests aside in order to interact with someone on their terms instead of yours, that's not a healthy friendship. And that doesn't have to inherently be anything wrong with you or them, or make either of you bad people, which is why it can be so hard to break off a friendship like that, but if you're not on an equal footing it's not going to be healthy or helpful for either of you. This thread hurts. When you overhear them making plans, seemingly fun plans you'd enjoy, with your other friends. I'm antisocial but it still hurts, asking would be nice. If they talk crap on another person to you then pretend to be that person's friend to their face, guess what they're talking about when you're not around. Edit, this is a general rule of mine and it obviously doesn't fit everybody. There's times when it's okay to talk about friends but there is definitely a line, I don't need you all to define that line for me. Look through all your old messages and tally how many times you've suggested meeting up versus them. It can be staggering even if you don't recognize it. When they don't give back the pen you once lent to them in school. They deny the whole exchange. I know you're out there, John. Can't accept responsibility for any mistake. Edit, oh darn. My first gold. Thai stranger. As a rule of thumb, do they make your life better? If not, then it's not a good friendship. I came to this realization with a couple of long-term friends I had from back in the day. They would never really do anything nice for you, we basically just hung out of habit. You couldn't expect them to be there for you if you needed a favor, even small ones. With one there was also constant ribbing, he'd play it off as joking, but it was closer to insults. I eventually came to the realization that these guys don't make my life better in any way. I can replace them with people who actually give a crap. This may come off as selfish sounding, but you have to remember to reciprocate and be a good friend too. If your friend needs a favor, and it's not unreasonable and you can do it, then do it. If you're always there for a friend and they don't reciprocate, then you're just being used. If you're not there for your friend but expect them to be there for you, then you're the one who is a tool. When they're constantly on their phone when you're with them but take forever to answer you when you're not. You're putting all the work into the friendship. Had one friend who I was really close with in college and shortly after. We're roommates a couple times for about 3.5 years. After I moved out the last time and for about 5 years after that, I realized the initiating of hanging out even though we were in the same town, nearly always started with me. Him RSVPing yes to my wedding, then blowing it off was the last straw. My wedding was over the holidays, so I expected some people not to be able to make it, but no phone call, no text to say, sorry man, family stuff came up, pretty crappy emo. When you find yourself actually feeling relieved that you're not around them, maybe it's time to reevaluate the relationship. Very, very clingy, can't accept that you aren't best friends after knowing each other for 2 weeks. When they lie, constantly, whether if it's about himself, you, or situations. Especially if they are lying about you. They don't own any red flags. Always insulting you, insisting it's a joke, getting upset if you say anything back. It might sound obvious, but it took me way too long to realize what a problem it was, and even longer to realize I didn't have to put up with it. When you tell them something only to them, then later on, everybody knows about it. When they murder your mutual friend. Yes, this was from personal experience. When you feel that their compliments are just an attempted, emotional investment to get you to do something for them in the near future. Hey man, what's up? I'm good, why? Listen, so can I ask you for a favor? Hitting someone, as a joke. When they are never happy for you when you achieve something you've been working hard for, and instead try to bring you down. Are you sure you can cope with that level of responsibility? Do you really think you'll fit into that company? Allied to this, they are judgmental and bad-mouth you and criticize you to mutual friends. They can't be trusted with keeping your problems secret. They gossip simply for the sake of putting you down because that makes them feel superior. Bitterness and envy. A genuine friend would be happy for you. When all the arrangements are left up to you, you do all the running, all the organizing, booking the cinema, theater, etc. You do all the driving, collecting them for events or nights out. They freeload without any reciprocity. They lack empathy. They expect you to be there for their crises, like relationship breakups, but don't reciprocate. They don't want to know about your stresses and problems, they only want the fun bits. They the life and spirit out of you if you start to feel stressed or worried at the thought of meeting up with them, and if you feel exhausted and drained at the end of the evening with them, it's not a healthy relationship. A friendship should leave you feeling energized and happy, not miserable. You are drained after you hang out. 1. They only talk to you when they want something. 2. They bring you into unnecessary drama. 3. They tell all your secrets. 4. They make you feel bad about yourself when you go to them with your problems. 5. You only hang out on their terms. 6. They manipulate you when you don't realize. 7. Whenever you do something good they put you down and try to one-up you. 8. They are never happy for you. 9. They only tell you what you do wrong and not what you do good. 10. They blame stuff on you because it's okay, you're their friend. Hope this helps. Do not allow toxic people in your life. I could go on and on, but I won't bore you. Have a nice day, smiley face. If they don't listen to you in conversations but rather are sitting there waiting for their turn to speak, it's a deal-breaker. If they are permanently an innocent victim, surrounded by wrongdoers, that's a deal-breaker. If they are a drama mama or a drama papa, that is a deal.break.er. If they only call you when they need something, they are using you. Deal-breaker. If they are not happy for you when something good happens, but instead lament how they are not as happy, deal-breaker. If they exclude you intentionally, talk about you behind your back, spill your secrets, those are major deal-breakers, shut it down. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe and smack that bell icon to stay up to date on our videos. See you next time.